again. Yeah.
Yo.
What up, everybody? We are back. It's been a minute, but you know what? You know, that thing life got in the way, but shout out to everybody who's been waiting and hitting me up about, complaining that we ain't on time with our episodes, but we are back. Everybody hit that link right now, save it, follow it. It'll take you to where you need to be. But it feels good to be back. There's been a lot of stuff going on. First of all, I still got duck feet from Rockville and Milwaukee Metal Fest and all this other shit that we're going to be talking about. And we know New York City had a whole bunch of stuff. And besides that, Florida is hot as hell. Wednesday the 22nd, by the way, everybody. What's going on, Busky?
I believe Florida. I just had a friend down there helping out another friend do a build in his garage, converting his garage into a personal studio. And he was like, dude, it's amazing. Within 5 minutes of waking up, he was just sweating his, nuts off.
Yeah.
And when you come from up north, where it's cool still up here, no humidity, and you fly into a place like that, it really does fucking just punch you right in the
Especially
face.
all you fat bastards, I know the feeling, and the minute it becomes anything, I'm over 74.
Yeah.
Sweat beads are waiting to pop out of those pores.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. We went to Milwaukee, and it was supposed to be cold. We got out there, it was hot too, where it was actually beautiful. Go figure. Yeah. And everybody, we'll get into Milwaukee later, but wow, Milwaukee blew my mind. But again, we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, since it's been a while since we got on here, a lot of stuff has passed, and what we were trying to do before the show is kind of keep things more up to speed, the more recent kind of things. But this is something that happened a little bit ago, but we have to, make note of it and have to, say what we got to say. But rest in peace to Eddie Leeway. He passed on the 19th. And as you already know, I know everybody saw it. I don't know what to say and what not to say, but the band, big ass influence on my writing style. As a singer, again, as his place in music, I said it, I would say to him, I'm lucky that I was never close with Eddie when we were kids. I became friends with him when I was older. And the later years, I had him on the podcast and stuff. And the later years, we got to talk a little more. And I got to tell him of how much a fan and what a G. And, literally, he was probably like one of 3 bands of the first shows I've ever seen, And he was the guy that let me know you could have swag in this thing of ours. And there was people that try to have swag, but then there was people that really had it, and he had it as, dress, a singer, with the band, what the band did, again, I could really say I'm glad I was able to connect with him later. And I actually even got one of his lyric sheets, when he was doing that, and I'm glad I got it. I say that one's just definitely special. And that motherfucker was a fighter. To the last minute, he was trying to book shows. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Shout out to the whole Leeway squad. Shout out to Mikey Gibbons. Rest in peace to him. Shout out to AJ Pokey. All the OGs, all of them. I mean, it was a big blow to New York hardcore, Astoria, and crossover across the board. So rest in peace, Eddie.
Hell yeah, rest in peace, Eddie. Yeah, you nailed it, man. You nailed it.
Yeah, crazy, man, crazy, and we got to enjoy this planet while we have it, and he went for it to the end. I gotta say, a lot of people talk it, he walked it. So shout out to my G right there. Yeah. All hell the Kingpin.
Yeah.
And then we got and we had something that you were part of, right, Bus?
Yeah. This like you had a busy week. This was part of my busy week down here in New York City. The GBT Hardcore Punk and Metal Art exhibition went on this week at the Brooklyn Brewery. So it's going until June 17th. I was honored to share the wall with my brother Ian and MQ. We had a cool little wall in honor of Eddie Leeway. But also
What's up?
Mike Gallo was in there. Dwid had some stuff in there. Steve Huey, Richie Fi, a bunch of good dudes. And check this thing out. It's dope. I'm very pleased and honored to be a part of it. And this was a cool event going on over the week before the Black and Blue Bowl.
Yeah, it was cool. It's cool that there's a place for all the art stuff, and Steve, forget it. Steve did a lot of our first t-shirt designs and all that, and MQ everybody already knows, and Gallo killing it. It's good to see the fam doing their thing, and also shout out to GBT because not only they kill it, they represent the culture. They know how to connect the dots. They keep everything they keep the scene connected or try to do their part and, connecting with like-minded people, like with the MQs and the Steve Hueys, you know what I mean? And everybody and Gallo. It's dope to see all that, and shout out to them and everybody. We just talked about this the other day, but I'll let you know right now. Look out for a special collab, a Smoke AD and MQ GBT collab for a special New York show that will be coming. I'm going to leave it at that for now, but listen, Smoke AD's in the building. I'm going to leave it like that, but shout out to GBT. And go get that artwork. I don't know, are people selling? I know Gallo's selling. Yep. Go get that MQ stuff on Busky, where they could go buy your your artwork.
gxbxt.net. There's a list on the website of all of the artwork and the cost and all that shit, over there. So definitely check it out. Some really cool stuff. Good photography work also. gxbxt.net.
And dope. And the flyer was dope and all that shit. And it's crazy. Now there's music is back. I don't know if people heard. If anybody's still talking about that 3-year holiday we had, Get a Life, because music is back. Not only was shit popping in Milwaukee and New York, and there's more shows right now. Again, at the Kingsland. That's what, this week or what's the date right here?
Today's the 22nd. Yeah, so we're next weekend on this one.
Next week.
Yep.
We got the return of Downset.
Yep.
Sworn Enemy, Scarhead, and Fury of 5. Now, I know Roy's in the band. I don't think anybody else is in the band. So, but hey, they're doing their thing, and if people want to go see them, I know he was part of the first wave. He might have actually wrote that, some of the early stuff. I really don't know the story. I know he was always cool, I guess. Everything was rocking, and it's dope to see them playing, and also to see them. Shout out to Sworn Enemy. Those are, old fam. You already know. Fury of 5. I think I want to give them the award for strongest comeback, OG comeback of the year. Man, they throw in haymakers, like the videos, the records, they on shows, they're not playing games. And that's how you do it. If you're gonna bring a band back, don't bring it back thinking you just want to milk it because you saw a video of Gorilla Biscuits killing it. Even Gorilla Biscuits is doing mad shows now, you know what I mean? And Judge did too. I had a beef with Judge for a quick second, thinking they were just gonna do one song and one show, and I was like, man, they killed it. Oh, I don't want them to milk it. And thank God I was proven wrong. And shout out to Mike, because one of my favorite bands, and they've been playing. They don't got to go on tour like that, but if you really love it, why wouldn't you play some shows where they want to see you?
Yeah. And it's not only the big festivals, they're doing other things. So
exactly. And but May 31st, the Kingsland, go get those tickets. Downset, Sworn Enemy, Scarhead, Fury of 5. That's a banger right there.
That's a good throwback. It's definitely a good throwback.
And Sworn Enemy too, they're doing their thing, what I see them coming back, doing a lot more shows, a lot of stuff. And shout out to the Kingsland for having, giving us a place to play, for heavy music to come to, you know what I mean? So
very consistent venue. It's been around for a minute. Tickets at dice.fm. Definitely hop on grabbing those.
What else we got? Oh yeah, the Kingsland.
We got the reopening
Oh,
of Amityville Music Hall.
yeah, they are back. It was a quick death, the same way like the Slayer reunion, the Slayer ending. I remember when there was this last Slayer show. I told Warren, all right, let me know when they're gonna play again.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
give me
right.
2 weeks notice before they start again.
Yeah. But Amityville Music Hall's reopening. There was a ton of
Wow.
shows announced. Anybody unfamiliar with the venue? It was a Long Island venue, smaller, probably under 200, maybe even.
Yeah, something like that.
And
Cool, like kind of bar. It almost reminded me like those English clubs, right? It's like a pub where you would have like, it's kind of like, you know, rectangle and a stage on the end, and it's kind of long, and the bar to the side. It would have been a perfect a club in Newcastle.
Totally. Yep.
Yeah.
But it was just oddly set up. They blew out some walls. They expanded it. It's much bigger now. And they announced a bunch of shows going into this reopening, and this is like, you know, one of the first coming up July 13th. Mortician, Mutilatred, Final Resting Place, and what is that? Exsanguinated.
They trying to do like San Francisco.
I don't know.
Trying to be one of those.
And then we've got another banger coming up in July with Speed, Pain of Truth.
They seem to be killing it too. I seen them doing their thing in Australia. It's cool that it's bugged out because it's almost like an alternative world, hardcore world. You know, they're doing while they're doing that. You know, it's in the same vein as everything else, but it's crazy how the different worlds are out there, kind of, you know, spreading the same message and doing the same thing. Kind of is bugged out.
Yeah.
So what do we got? So when is this? This is in July 17th. Yep. We got the homies. We got Flat Spot Records. Shout out to Flat Spot. Pain of Truth. They holding it down for New York City. I think they probably are the torch holders right now for New York City, I would say, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, easily. Yeah.
And we got Regulate, same thing. For a minute, you know, same thing. Regulate was those guys too for a minute. And I guess they just, you know, same thing. It's good to see them playing. And I was glad that you know, again, are they Long Island also, right?
It's members of Long Island guys. Yeah. You know, it's a mix of, from what I remember.
And I love that whole shit, like the same thing, like the whole Baltimore crew, how they all had their bands, and Long Island did the same shit, the Pain of Truths and the Regulates, and that mixing is dope. And it's like, and again, shout out to Speed, man. They're opening doors, I think, for a lot of bands also.
100%. Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, it's pretty bugged out. And did you ever seen them live?
Have I seen them live yet? Man, I don't think I have.
Yeah, I know they played New York once, I think.
Yeah. I don't know if I have, to be honest with you, but they're great. I've seen the videos, and you know, the videos are pretty amazing.
Yeah, bugged out. And then we got Ezek's favorite band right here.
Yeah, Integrity.
Yeah, Integrity. We got
Hitting the Island.
Listen, you know, I could make a lot of jokes, and I have made a lot of jokes, but I gotta say, you know, throughout the years, this band, people have, if they do like this band holds a fucking spear with a flag in their, in the planet of heavy music in their world. Like people like, and I get it too. You know, I guess they were also kind of early on with a certain type of dark sound mixing. You know, with the coming out of the hardcore thing and the whole shit, and you know, and whatever, you know, we call it for what it is, but hey, they're still doing their thing, and the artwork is bugged out. It always, you know, it's on the same vein of who we call it, these other Converge style, like, you know, black and white, you know, weird, you know, but it's heavy and down tuned and shit, and like. But they've been doing their thing. I actually played a show with them at Eperfest, I want to say I did with them.
Okay.
So, but
no, there's no denying the influence.
Yeah, you know, and definitely a lot of people, and I get it. You know, when I hear them, I get it now because at the time, you know, they were kind of doing a darker style, I think, when people were kind of doing something else, you know. So But again, Long Island's, you know, they're doing it right now. They got, and they're OGs. You know, these guys are been around. And we got more. We got Dirty Jersey. They call it the Brick. Brick City or the Brick or whatever. I call it Dirty Jersey and E-Town Concrete. We got Gridiron, Overthrow, 25th anniversary. Holy shit. Wow, where they from? Long Island?
Long Island, yeah.
Wow,
Yep.
I thought they were Jersey. All right. Out of Pocket, New York City Shootout. That's a good name too.
It's a good logo.
Yeah, it's bugged out. So hold on, let me ask you, what do you know about any of these bands, Busky?
New York City Shootout, I don't know much about at all. Out of Pocket, pretty cool stuff. Overthrow, Long Island, I wasn't around back then, so I missed that. Gridiron, we know Gridiron very
Yes.
well. And E-Town is E-Town. Who doesn't know E-Town?
Yep.
I think
And
it's a perfect blend of old and new and influence, and it's a great build of a hardcore show. Jersey style, Gridiron is great. You gotta show love in Long Island for a
Yeah.
band that's been around. And I know they played a bowl a few years ago, Overthrow. I haven't seen much of them since then, but celebrating 25 years of React. So, but yeah, I mean, this is cool. Definitely cool.
And you know what I like again with E-Town, they're back, doing pop-up shows like that,
Yeah.
again, you could tell they have fun playing and shit. And
Yep.
And we guys have played with them a lot throughout the years. And I love when people are still having fun with it. You know what I mean? Like they like going
Yep.
out there and play. Because if you really do this, you really do this. You really want to be there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I love the color scheme with the red and the black, like just
Yeah.
how it was used. That shit should be on a long sleeve, a white long sleeve, and Scott Vogel.
Yeah. Exclusively.
Exclusively
yeah.
on Scott Vogel.
That is a very dope.
But yeah, it just
flyer
sits
design.
good and it looks cool and the whole shit. And let me ask you, because I got ADD and I'm bad with numbers. How far apart are some of these shows? Like every other week or some shit?
Yeah, these are right now, July, and now we're into August. So those first 3 shows were all in July, and this is August 9th, and then we've got a death metal show August 11th with Internal Bleeding and then Stabbed.
Yo, first of all, that's a hard ass fucking flyer with that homeboy getting blasted. Oh my goodness. My mother, rest in peace, she would say, "Oh my goodness."
Yeah.
With that accent.
And then at the end of August is this banger.
Look, so for a minute, I had before we started, I had a verify to Busky. I was looking at what I was looking because it reminded me of the Amnesty show that they had many years ago that I was at. And I read I said, wait a minute, when they say it, wait, no, they're from now, not from then. And boom, this is what more the fuck you want? Like, you got all that other stuff, and then you got this coming through.
Yeah.
Heads Will Roll, Grand Scheme, Naysayer, Strong Island, right?
Naysayers, Richmond.
That's the Richmond. Why I think Long Island? With Tom and everybody. I know there's a Tom
Gary.
Yeah, and all those. There's a Tom, the Long Island and VA and everybody.
Yeah.
But they've been around for a minute. I'm glad to see them back on this bill because it kind of, again, those are the influences right there to a lot of the our bands, from Killing Time to Gorilla Biscuits, and we were just talking about Gorilla Biscuits. Another band that I was glad that I talked shit on for maybe a second, for just a point when everybody was doing the comeback shits that I thought they were just gonna do a 1-off, 2-off, and not that they gotta go on the road again, but yo, play out. If you want to hold a sword, swing the shit every so often, And so I'm glad they do that, and it's good to get people. It was good to see. I ran into them in I went to see them in over here in Miami. And it was great to see them. It was good to see Gorilla Biscuits and talk shit with all of them and see them. And again, they all look happy as fuck.
Yeah.
And let me say this about Killing Time. I'm a little offended because fucking Anthony back in the day wouldn't travel nowhere. And when we were trying to get him to be on a record with us, all this shit, he wouldn't fly. He wouldn't do this. Now I see that motherfucker everywhere. Shout out to Killing Time for fucking not only going for it, they seem like they dove right back in the mix of things, and I'm glad that people are showing them the love that they deserve.
100%.
You know, but I've been seeing them pop up everywhere. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, they went to Europe, and I always thought that was like, one of his biggest fears in the world. So good to see him overcoming that, because the world could definitely use more killing time.
Yeah, no, for sure. And again, I see Anthony up there. They sounding good, and I could tell I could tell he missed what he left.
Yeah.
And now he'll hang on to it a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because hey, it feels good to be, when people acknowledge something that you loved and you did for nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To find out that people still love it.
Yeah, he's a great front man. You can tell he needs to be on stage.
Yeah.
And especially you look back at some of those early, Raw Deal Killing Time videos, and it's just frontman defining, with him stage diving and moshing on stage. I mean, it's just phenomenal. So he needs it, and it's great to see them out there doing it.
Yeah, and that's therapy. Nothing better than hearing it, going to show, and if you have the privilege of being in a band, forget it.
Yeah,
you get the satisfaction of people giving you energy, and you just going, hearing making noise and fucking, people don't understand playing an instrument is like screaming through a fucking through a speaker. You know what I mean? That's what it is. That's why you play fast. It's like sometimes it's
true.
Like that's why if you're trying to talk to somebody in the middle of a show, you got these morons that try to ask you a question, and then you're like, fuck you, and they wonder why you yell at them. I'm like, right now I'm singing about fucking surviving, and you're over here telling me about if you could pass me the water or some stupid shit.
No, you need it, man. You really do. And especially the bass, like this, that low end. And same thing with guitar. I mean, I love crunching on a guitar too. It's just these tones, your body grows to need them. And I'm sure it's the same being a front man, singing and yelling and whatever. So,
but again, Strong Island is coming hard.
Yeah. Yep. So shout out to Scanlan. Check out all of these events coming up. Miles to Go presents maybe.com or MTLGI or something like that. Look it up. You know how to find it nowadays.
It starts at 7 p.m. Loud Noise starts at 7.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Oh, we got a doozy. You got to set this one off, though.
Yeah.
This is a East Coast staple.
East Coast staple. Philadelphia. Joe Hardcore. Every year. Another one of these events to look forward to. This is Hardcore 2024.
God damn.
August 2nd to August 4th. Underground Arts and Franklin Music Hall. Tickets are already on sale. This is hardcorefest.com, and this is the whole list. We also have flyers of the individual day breakdowns, but this is the whole.
We're gonna start. We're gonna go from the bottom up. I want you to hit the bottom up, Busky. But hold on, I got a problem, Joe. Why you put my boys right at the bottom? Unless you knew we were gonna start reading it from the bottom up. So all right, I got you, Joe.
It's alphabetical.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Like again. They do it again. Joe always pulls it out. That's one of the important things of having actually if you're doing a hardcore fest, that you have an actual hardcore kid in there, because he's good at the hardcore fest Rubik's Cube of mixing up when you think what more could you do? Boom.
Yeah.
We got fucking This Is Hardcore and I'm looking at it right now and it's ridiculous, but Bus, just hit it from the bottom and they'll go by this individual shows. But this is worth naming everybody on them because they're all hitters.
It's amazing. Yeah. So Wisdom in Chains, Underdog, Trail of Lies, Tsunami, Strength for a Reason, Skinhead.
First of all, I never heard of that band, and that's an amazing name that nobody just ever used it. Skinhead.
Yeah. It's good. Shout Out, Shattered Realm, Scarab, Restraining Order, Queensway, Pale Horse, Pain of Truth, Out of Pocket, No Grave, Negative Approach, Morning Again, Missing Link. Leeway was slated to play because, like you said, Eddie was just, charging for it. Last Man Out, Ingrown, Haywire, Hangman, Gridiron, Ends of Sanity, Domain, Demise, Denied, Death Before Dishonor, Creeping Death, Conduit, Colin of Arabia, Brat, Blackest Dawn, Big Boy, Bayway, Belmora, All Out War, 100 Demons, 7 seconds. And then
Now say that 3 times in a row.
Unbelievable.
Yo, and then you got, let me handle the more important stuff. We got Black Flag, first 4 years, Coldest Life, East Coast exclusive in E-Town Concrete. But let me go backwards a little bit. First of all, I know it's alphabetical order now, but Wisdom in Chains, The Trail of Lies, they're murking it right now. I mean, everybody's killing it, from the newer blood to the, you got Coldest Life again. Back, now they're coming back with, they got that energy, and I think the people are ready to see them. You know what I mean? Like a lot of, the Coldest Life mystique never left, and I think people are now like, they get, they heard about the other show they did in Detroit. That shit's contagious and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, and what more you fucking want? 7 seconds. You got fucking, Demise. A couple, you got every era.
Negative approach.
And kind of flavor. Negative approach. And the Queens, where you got like Hometown Heroes. You got, E-Town doing their thing again too. Black Flag. Let me ask you about that Black Flag. Do you know, is that the one with Mike Vallely singing?
I don't even know. I haven't kept up on that, to be honest with you.
We're gonna have to call Joe up on the bat phone and get to the bottom of this.
I think this is the only incarnation I've seen really over the past few years is with him. So I would guess. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's bugged out, and man, it's stacked like always, and it's always a good time. Philadelphia. Yeah. And people made that. That's one of the pilgrimage. That people made they make that mission like forget it. I don't know. I hear so many people. They always when the show's going on, they're making plans for the next year. Yeah. From staying at the same hotels and whatever. And I'm glad I got to play a couple. And Joe, Smoke AD might just have to smoke that shit out next year. But man. Stacked is gonna be a good show. Everybody go there. Or what's this? The single days?
Yeah, this is the first day, the single day, August 2nd. So and again, right off the rip, Shattered Realm opening, Strength for a Reason, No Grave, Morning Again. No, I guess this is alphabetical too. But either way, Morning Again, Domain, Demise, Brat, Blackest Dawn, and Belmora as support that day to E-Town. This one is gonna be at the Underground Arts. And then the second day,
I like that spot too.
We got Coldest Life headlining.
Wow.
And look at that support. 100 Demons, All Out War. I mean, just totally brutal.
I didn't even see the All Out War on the first thing you read. But Colin Arabia, Creeping Death, Gridiron, Ingrown. I got one of those. Last Man Out, Queensway, Restraining Order. Yeah,
Special guest 1 and 2.
Yeah. Oh shit, who's that? That's a new band?
I don't know. Must be.
Maybe
they play
Smoke
all the time.
A and then Smoke D. Yeah, nah. But listen, I mean, damn, stacked, and I mean, hopefully they got air conditioning. I remember being at one of those where we were sweating balls.
Yeah.
Man, what a cool spot. The hangout's probably, not probably is better than the show. Everybody's there. The food is great. The hangout's there, and it's good. Like, you literally get everybody from Jersey, New York, Northeast. If you're from the Northeast, you already know what it is. That's just like the water fountain, the water cooler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where everybody go to break bread. And what day is this? This is what day? This is
the third day, August 4th. This is also at the Franklin Music Hall.
Yeah.
Black Flag headlining with 7 seconds, Death Before Dishonor, Denied, Ends of Sanity, Hangman, Haywire, Missing Link, Negative Approach. Wow. Yeah. Banger.
Wow, crazy.
Skinhead. Yeah.
Yeah, great. August 4th. Yeah, that's insane, man. That's a good, again, man, they did a good combination with the days, it has a little bit of everything for the days. That, I think that's the tricky part. It's like making a set list, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like trying to keep the momentum, not make it stale, keep it interesting, but you got to keep shit cohesive. Forget about it. You go crazy doing that shit.
Yep. No, he does a great job every year, and it's a huge production. Great flyer this year, very cool logo.
Oh yeah.
He just ups it every year, I feel like.
Yeah, shout out to fucking Joe Hardcore for doing this shit always. And I don't think there's nobody more passionate as far as booking it and really being about the scene than him. So shout out to him for doing this thing. And he's always looking out to put on the next band and all that shit. So
yeah,
good shit. But yeah, this week we were talking about it earlier. I literally just got back the other day from the Milwaukee Metal Fest. Shout out to Jamie. Forget it, man. I gotta say, Jasta brought it back because we played the Metal Fest maybe 20 years ago or some shit. And it was a clusterfuck and everything about it. But it was the fest. Back then there was no Ozfest and Tattoo the Earth and Rockvilles and all that stuff. But man, I was surprised. Again, I went out there to go spread that Smoke AD word, get up with Ezek, and long story short, Jamie asked me to be a guest to play a couple songs. So we ended up playing Wrong Side of the Tracks and set it off with Bobby play guitar.
Yeah.
Homeboy from the Jasta band guys. Okay. Yeah, we got some pictures here. Guy played with D. Snyder and homeboy, really good guys. And not till we were on stage, we realized that me and Ezek haven't played on stage. Oh, that's a cool picture. Bobby Blitz from Overkill.
Oh wow, yeah.
Bobby, Jamie, we were doing a signing. Again, some really cool shit. We're in the back of the rave there. If you know the rave, that's a haunted backstage right there. But shout out to Bobby murked it. Bobby looked good. It was good to see him, man. When we saw each other, I think we all felt like we were home. Like, we have a lot of friends there, but it felt like home base. You know what I mean? For a minute, we were like, oh, okay.
Have you ever played with him?
Shit.
Have you ever played with him before? Yeah. Wow.
Nah, that's why. So one, it was bugged out. It was the first time me and Ezek is on stage playing together because I filled in for Scarhead in 2003 or something.
Yeah.
And then got to play with Bobby.
Yeah.
I can't lie. I posted it up. There's a clip of him doing his spins to the end to set it off. To see him spin into, one of my
amazing.
riffs, I told him, even Matty Henderson goes, yeah, I felt the same way.
Yeah.
I was like, but again, it was cool to do that. Jamie had us up there. The people loved it. It was a good time. Ezek sang, Jamie sang, and then we just hung out the whole weekend. But so many bands killed it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I don't know how you could have that many bands in a fest run that smooth. I was bugging out.
Who'd you watch?
I saw Doro. I saw Municipal Waste, Hatebreed. Shout out to Doro. Yeah. She kills it. She supports heavy music and the New York hardcore scene for 100 years. She's the best, always showing love, and she killed it. They ended up playing, and we saw Municipal. I think Municipal Waste probably had one of the best sets of the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
They killed it. Hatebreed murked it. We saw the Red Chord. Yeah. I saw some of Skinless. We saw who else?
Nice.
Who else? We saw a lot. So many people. Fuck.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, man, it was crazy. Yeah. A lot of good stuff. A lot of different, from the upside down crosses to, the dirt bags that look like, Vikings. But man, there was something
good
there
vibe
for everybody.
in there. Nice, good vibe. And
I was telling you before, I never met more uplifting, positive metal dirtbags in my life.
Yeah.
And I say the dirtbags with the most love. Yeah. Just, again, they were like, it really felt like all those people, it went back to just being music lovers.
Yeah.
Not just, oh, what type of music you in? Oh, you're a cool hardcore band. Nah, right. They were more like, damn, that shit was great. Wow, that was dope. Like, it was so refreshing coming from a young and older generation. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And in every way, even seeing the crowd, with the styles of music, the people for Hatebreed, the people for Municipal, all that shit. Again, man, shout out to Mike Gitter. Shout out to Jamie. Jamie looked out, and Jamie's killing it, man. He really, man, you name it, he got him.
Yeah,
like
it.
there was everything there. Like you name it, there was everything. Like every style of death metal, black metal, crossover type stuff. And I had a blast. And
good.
but yeah, shout out to the DRP and the whole Milwaukee squad for taking care of us. Let me tell you about Milwaukee real quick. Yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to Miley, the fam, everybody out there. Let me tell you about Milwaukee. I thought it was a full-blown dirtbag city, and I was blown away. It is still a full-blown dirtbag city, but there's definitely a nice area that blew my mind. Like, wow. Like, where you would be like, it looks like Chicago, like new Chicago, like dope cafes. Yo, Milwaukee, I slept. Shout out to Milwaukee, man. I'm a big-time sleeper.
You making the move?
Nah, fuck that. Florida all day, baby. But I wouldn't lie. If I had money, that'd be a middle spot. Might be a middle pit spot. Just to be in the middle. It'd be close to Canada for like for that spring and fall type shit. Not the winters.
Yeah, no
but
way.
Man, I can't lie. I was bugging out, and probably for the money is good. And but again, while I'm still talking all this shit, I might as well stay on. And before that, I did my yearly pilgrimage with Gator Food to Rockville. It's a new thing we do. We roll up there and we act like we headlining, and we roll right on the fucking runway. We got run of the whole show. Off the hook again. Florida got the title for the biggest heavy music festival in North America, right, Gator? I think
that's wild.
We saw I don't even know where to start, but Terra. Shout out to Drain right there. We got the fan from Drain murking it right now. Man, good dudes, good band, and the energy, man, it's infectious. I toured with them, and I thought, I'm going to see them in a bad mood or something. Shout out to Coach. Coach keeps it moving.
Yeah.
I really like these guys as people and a great band, and I root for them, and they're murking it, man. And they're doing the right thing. They bring it, like AF did. Let's bring people with us. You know what I mean? Yep. And what else we got, Gator? We had a bunch of pictures. We got, Chris. Shout out to Stick to Your Guns, Canada. Again, what these type of shows are great, where you get to see a lot of your friends that maybe you would see within 2 years on tour, but get to see it all in one spot. Yep. Usually something like this happens in Europe. So in America, it's still pretty bugged out. So shout out to Stick to Your Guns. Who else? What else we got? Yeah. Shout out to the Toronto Lion right there.
Yeah, that's the Canadian right bacon.
There. Hell yeah. My man who put me on the special, whenever you have writer's block, I'd make a special Toronto Lion cocktail that he put me on, and you would only have to ask him to give you that remedy. And if he chooses to bless you, you'll be blessed. But shout out to Jordan, the T.O. Lion. But again, Terra killed it like always. To me, they're the best hardcore band out there. Like they're the ones to like, again, like they're great. Plenty of great bands live and that, but still with the content as far as the lyrical content, the aesthetics, the sound, and just the spreading of the words. Vogel's still telling people to get up. I'm like, I'm already mad old, and I'm like, but he's doesn't stop.
It's amazing. I saw them and Drain over the weekend at the Black and Blue Bowl, and man, it's it's incredible. It really is infectious. Terror's easily, I got to say, the best hardcore band I think in the world. Really,
yeah.
And to everything that every point you just said, I mean, like there's not a single venue in a single country that it doesn't work in. It just works all the time. And it's just inspiring because we're older and it's harder and harder to get motivated to act that way. Yeah. But there's something very inspiring when he gets up there with that band, because I played with him in Buried Alive, a month before that, and it was great. But Terror just brings a whole different thing to people, brings it out of them, And great weekend again. I want to shout out, Black and Blue Bowl. It was a great time. From front to back, both days was good, and it was cool to see the first show with AF was all mainly an older crowd, and then that second show with Drain and Terror and ended, and
was
scowl,
robbery.
and it was
Oh
amazing.
yeah,
It was
no, the
yeah,
energy. That's where it was. I saw it. You could see it. They both look like
yeah,
good days, so that's good. And
yeah,
again, shout out to that. Shout out to Rockville, man. Code Orange murked it.
yeah.
We got to see, there was so many people. Shout out to the Chisel right there,
Oh
Chubby
yeah,
and the boys, the murking it. You know the deal. Yeah, hit them all the Rockville stuff. What else we got? What else we got?
that's great.
What else we got, Gator? Is the rest of the Smoke AD stuff? What do we got? I don't know where we at. Oh, everybody, listen. Shout out to everybody who downloaded the EP. It really, really means a lot. We've been getting, man, I can't say it enough. The feedback we've been getting is way more than I expected. And I'm mad happy people are feeling it and getting it. But again, this is still brand new and there's no machine pushing this. The machine is, you're listening to the machine right now, is us and our friends and social media by reposting it, downloading it. But you see that little scan, that little code, that little box there? Hold your phone right now to that shit and scan it. It's going to take you to the music. Go stream it. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, all of that. Our videos on YouTube. Listen, I gave you 5 songs and we dropped 3 videos. The band is like 6 months old, baby. I'm just trying to explain what's going on here. And right now, shout out to my whole team. Listen, Smoke AD, we just had a Smoke AD powwow. We're in the middle. We're right now started writing the new album. We're writing an album. That's right.
That's
Sean
amazing.
Martin, myself, Danny Diablo, and already know the 4 horsemen of flavor and Zeus the producer. And we about to take everybody's heads off. The album is crazy. We already got 3 songs written right now. But I want everybody, get the EP right now. Blackoutrecords.com for the vinyl pre-order. Listen, you see that green one? That's that jade green. Special. Listen, shout out to Bill Wilson, Blackout, for holding me down. Go to blackoutrecord.com and get the pre-order and get that green. They got the green and the rust. We only got, look, don't wait till the last minute, everybody. We did a select amount. And we want to make sure the people who really blasting the music get it, and not people who are just buying records to try to collect it and then get it signed and try to resell it. You know what I mean? We specifically went off on the artwork so you people could appreciate it, and look at it and do all that. But man, I'm really happy with it. Blackout Records, go get that pre-order and look out for that album.
Yes.
We doing it. What do we got here? Speak again, and we were just talking about this. Hit that link, everybody, too. That Smoke AD link. Add us and all that. Keep reposting the videos and all that. Listen, we really need that help. And again, shout out to Warren Pitchfork. He was just out there with Kerry King. Kerry King. This is what we're going with, that I'm looking at right now.
Hell yeah.
This shit has been getting heavy rotation everywhere. People are going nuts over this record. Like, I like the record, but to me, it's a dope Slayer record with a better singer. And he sounds just like Tom with more range. So, like, dope, and I like it, but I'm like, damn, it's a Slayer record. I wanted him to do at least a little something different.
Yeah.
But I guess, what do you expect from me?
I know. I hear you. I think there's a little bit of dynamics on there. One song is pretty down-tuned. All the rest seem like they're pretty standard tuned, but it's Slayer,
Yeah.
And I agree. I think I like it a little bit more vocally than had it been Tom on there. Like I like the dynamics that Mark brings to it. It sounds like a younger version, but heavier, dirtier, and more, I don't know, angry or something.
He got a lot more range too. Like Tom's dope, but this sounds like a Tom with more. This would have been like, if this would have been the next Slayer record, I would have been like, yo, they murked it.
Yeah.
It would have been, like, wow, everything. Like, I mean, but again, I guess what do you expect from Kerry King? That's his hand, you know what I mean? And it would have been cool to see them at Reggie's, some small spot like that. I bet that's a little bit different for my man right there, Kerry.
Yeah. I think we got a clip of some music, but I think production on this thing is insane at the end of the day too, you
Yeah,
know? Like, songwriting, you're gonna come to expect. It like you said, it's Carrie's hand. He's been writing that sort of Slayer riff for years. It's defined.
yeah.
But production overall is just amazing. Guitar tone's great. Drums, I love this drummer, you know, and I love Lombardo, and I get it. He's the Slayer drummer, but I also think that this guy Paul is just as good of a Slayer drummer as Lombardo, and he brings a complete, you know, different sort of percussive energy to these songs, and his drum tones are just amazing. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
they
Gator, if we got a
sounded
clip, Gator, play that because you get a good idea. Great. So Slayer sounding, you know, really is.
hell yeah, real Slayer. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But the artwork is dope and the production is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's great. A real
Oh,
banger.
do you know who recorded it? Curious.
I don't off the
Got
top of my head, no. I don't, but I'm
crazy.
pretty sure that there's you know, vinyl, all that stuff.
Yeah. You'll
His
be seeing
Insta
them. They're playing everywhere. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think they just announced some European tour dates also. So expect to see this dude out grinding. I'm sure they're gonna sound amazing live. You know, Phil from Violence, Machine Head on guitar.
Yep.
You know, so check that
And
shit
then,
out.
and what do we got the video of next? What is this from Australia? Who are these guys? I've heard the name recently, but I didn't see them. I know it was something new.
Yeah, this is a band Extortion. I mean, they've been around for quite a while now, probably 15, so
That's what I was
20
gonna say. No
years.
wonder I heard something of them, but people talking about them recently. It might have been actually this thing. Maybe.
All right, yeah, but I think they're, you know, it's like that power violence infest, very fast. The record is 15 songs in about 8 minutes. So you do the math on that, and it's, you know, less than a minute per song. It's, you know, just power violence, fast Australian shit. I love it. You know, just brutal Napalm Death influence and fast. You know, just the faster, the better. So,
Yeah.
and again, we got a clip of this too if you want to play that.
Yeah. Bug dot cover. The red.
Yeah.
What's that considered? Power violence?
Power violence. Yeah, that's what
I'm trying to learn these gents
Yeah.
and all that shit. Fucking
Yeah.
but
It's brutal.
crazy. It's mean
Yeah.
as fuck. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And that's kind of the formula, you know, where you go and you blast it, and then there's usually a part that's like a, you know, just like an up tempo part, and then sometimes it goes into like a ridiculous, you know, mosh part, and then it's
But
out.
man, they were going they're going fast, but they're from
Yeah.
Melbourne, Australia, which I love. The Australians represent, man. They
Yeah.
really, I like the way they the way they regurgitate the sounds and what they come out with their versions of stuff, because it's a mix
Yep.
of everything. Because again,
Yeah.
they took whatever came to their whatever they were able to get.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But
Yep.
they got a 7-inch Bandcamp. Again, man, when you got a Bandcamp band, definitely try to support, because I think that's, like we always say, one of the ways I think bands actually get to see movement or maybe see any money or something.
Yeah. Yep. And they're hitting the States. Very cool to see them getting the opportunity to come from Australia over here to tour. They'll be over here next week, actually, May 26th, starting off at the Maryland Death Fest in Baltimore. And then they'll be in New York at St. Vitus, Chicago at Reggie's, LA, Oxnard, California, Berkeley at Gilman Street, Seattle, and Portland. So
Yeah.
definitely, if they're hitting your area, check them out.
Yeah, and we got also coming. Again, some old friends. Not old, but we got to play with them, I guess, early on in their touring, in the beginning of their touring careers right now. Shout out to Skeletal Remains. They're killing it. And it's bugged out to see them. Definitely they play they play one of their earlier shows with us, and it was good to see. A lot of people were feeling them, and I heard a lot of people talk about them. But now when I hear people talk about them, like these guys really what do you call it? They set their flag in death metal, black, whatever the metal is you want to call now. But people are talking about them as these are one of those guys. These are like some of the contenders out there.
Yeah,
doing it, and they've been consistent with it. And I gotta say, even then, I remember live they were dope. Like they did have something more to it, and they were all good players.
Yep.
And I remember them sonically being really good and the whole shit. But I haven't seen them in a while. But since then, they must have gotten better, and people seem to love them. So
Yeah.
it's pretty.
You nailed it. Yeah, I think they're definitely one of the sort of flag bearers of the modern day death metal, scene for sure.
And LA Death Metal Century Media. Shout out to Gitter, of course. 10 songs, 45 minutes. I mean, what more you want? But on the real, go check them out. Good dudes, and the band is dope. They represent it, and they're doing their thing. I gotta say, they got their own style within a style that's kind of getting very popular right now.
Yeah. Yep.
And then we got, what's this over here?
Yep.
Exhumed. They are back.
Oh yeah. Well, this is actually Skeletal Remains is on this tour now with Exhumed. And what is this tour? It's the Decades.
Oh, there we
Decade
go.
Decades, my bad. Decade Decades tour.
The Decade Decades.
There we go. Tongue twister. But that started back in May, but they are out currently now until the middle of June. Right now, where are we at? They should be around Atlanta. So a little bit down south.
It's going to be all over that these guys are going. This tour is going everywhere. It breaks up, but they got everywhere, all over the West Coast, Midwest, to Seattle, Washington, New York, at the Meadows. Forget it. They're going everywhere. And again, cool ass flyer. And again, man, Skeletal Remains, I got to say, man, I'm probably more familiar with them from touring with them and keeping my eye on them, but they happen to be some of the guys that are out there, the contenders, like they were saying in boxing. But shout out to them.
Yeah. Definitely.
And shout out to everybody on the road right now, because right now it's a good time for music. And fucking, so if you're able to play right now, you're in a good spot.
Yep.
What do we got here? Last but not least, what we got here?
Last but not least, cool band called Thought Control. This came out a little bit ago. I just wanted to give it a quick shout because I'd never really heard much about it. It came in, and it's just one of these records that I've, just been playing quite often. So, again, shorter songs, 8 songs in about 9 minutes. Record label is called Crew Cuts Records. Never heard of that either. So check that out. They've got a lot of cool stuff on the label. Just popping off, nothing too big or yet. So it's nice to get on the ground level with some of this shit. You get to watch the bands grow, and you hear the first, second release, and then the full lengths and whatever. But this is kind of like, faster, Bad Religion-ish, Minor Threat, Negative Approach. But same shit, Bandcamp. You can find it on Bandcamp, and give it a spin. It was cool stuff.
It's important, everybody. Make sure there's a lot of music out there. You got to support. You got to download the free stuff. You got to buy the stuff. You got to pass it around. You got to support all these shows. Shout out to everybody who's been making all these shows, who've been packing out all these shows in New York and New Jersey, the Milwaukee. If you got a mohawk or a mullet, whatever it be, keep it going. It's all about live music. It's all about, not even that, it's more about the hangout. And it just happens to be you got great music in the background, and by you breaking bread with your people or enjoying good music, it's one way or another, it supports each other. You know what I mean? They all go hand in hand. I can't say it enough. The EP just dropped. Smoke AD. Hit that link. We got 3 videos. Blast the hell out of those videos. The Spotify, Apple Music. Go buy the EP. It's called Vaya Con Dios. We busted our ass on it. It's Danny Diablo. For everybody that don't know on vocals, we got Sean Martin on guitar, myself on bass, and we got Zeus, the flavor producer, on deck. And listen, I'm coming back. I got a new Smoking Word podcast coming with my boy Eric Smokey, the original bass player for H2O and a great Atlanta tattoo artist. I'm gonna start
Zero
shouting
Tolerance.
It out. Yeah, Zero Tolerance. We got a lot of stuff, but we took a little break, but we back. And but everybody, again, mad love to everybody. Busky, anything before we out of here?
All good on this end. Check out the GBT art show going on until June 17th at Brooklyn Bowery. Other than that, we'll see you next week.
Hell yeah, everybody. Remember, blackoutrecords.com. Get that Smoke AD pre-order right now. Everybody, we out of here. Smoking Word Podcast, Smoke AD, baby. Peace. We out of here, baby. We out. Gator.